is Houston Food Bank, and we distribute food to needy people once a week, and so we've been very active with that, and that's the one thing. We also are linked up with the local, one of the local agencies, one of the local, it's called Community Family Centers. It's a local nonprofit that helps people, and so we link up with them. We are very near bus terminals. There are all kind of little bus lines that are coming up now, especially that are from Mexico, and they terminate on the street about 4 or 5 blocks from our church. So we help people with bus fares if they need to get to certain places. We have people who come in and they need, found a job in Florida, found a job in North Carolina, need to get there, and we do a one-time help with that. And we also are active members of the local community organizing group called the Metropolitan Organization, and so I'm on the board, and one of my parishioners is also on the executive committee, and we are active members. We take up a collection once a year to support it. We pay dues. Some of our parishioners are going to start doing some fundraising, but our work is we do two aspects of that. One of the aspects of that is to train people as leaders, and the other aspect, and also to educate them on the issues that are affecting them, whether they're state, local, national issues, and so that's one aspect. The other aspect is to advocate for change in those issues. So we advocated at different levels, again at the city level, at the state level. So that's I've been active with them for 10 years now.
What are some of the issues which are very common you do?
Well, the big issue, of course, is immigration. Our organization trained some leaders to help the deferred action certificate that many of the young people became eligible for. So instead of them having to pay a lawyer, those with very simple cases, we trained some leaders to help them fill out the applications. And so we're starting to see some of that come in now. Some of them are getting their papers, and they're getting their license, and they're getting the social security numbers and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that we're really positive about doing. Our organization also was active in bringing the judicatory leaders together of Houston. So we have an ongoing relationship with the Roman Catholic Cardinal, the Lutheran bishop, the Episcopalian bishop, the Methodist bishop, some local prominent rabbis, some local prominent pastors of other denominational churches. And we have been, for the past 3 or 4 years, been giving a public resonance to comprehensive immigration reform. So the judicatory leaders got together, and we just had a press conference 2 weeks ago, in which you picked up on that, where we again encouraged our senators and representatives from our area to work towards comprehensive immigration reform. Our senators are not inclined to do that right now, and so it's we're trying to get meetings with at least one of them. And so that's something that we're doing on a kind of a citywide basis in terms of immigration. We also are on a statewide level. The big issue in Texas right now is accepting the Medicaid expansion of part of the Affordable Care Act. Okay, so after the Supreme Court ruled that said that it was optional for states to opt in or out, our governor and legislators have declared they will not opt in. So they want to go without it, and it's we believe that's a huge mistake. we believe that there would be a wonderful impact for people and a wonderful economic impact for the state that we just don't see it coming. And so and right now we collected 1,000 petitions in the church to send to the governor.
Wow.
1,000 named people signed up to send to the governor to ask him to accept Medicaid expansion. It's a little bit like Don Quixote chasing a windmill. Our governor is dead set against it, and has come out several times more and more against it. So, but I think it's important that although we're maybe not win on this, that people become aware of it, and people become he becomes aware of the people's wishes, even though he doesn't wish to make it happen.
Wow.
The local initiative that is also going on is a workforce development program that we brought to Houston. It's been very successful in San Antonio and in in Austin, and in the Rio Grande Valley cities, and El Paso, and so it's a workforce development that was developed originally in San Antonio, and we brought it to Houston 3 years ago. We're seeing our first graduates come out of it. The students go to community college, and we pay for them to go to community college. They have to go full time. They have to study to get a degree or a certificate in a career that is a good paying job with benefits and a career path.
Wow.
So right now we're about 140 students in Houston.
Wow.
And we if we have the money for it, we send them to school. If we don't have the money, we don't send them to school. So our sources of money have been foundations mainly.
Yeah.
We've in the other cities, in San Antonio and Austin, there's around 600 students in each city.
Yeah.
And they have more sources of income. The city has bought into it as a part of their budget. So the city of both those cities are much more generous in funding this and seeing it as a benefit for their city.
Wow.
We haven't been able to convince our city and our county that it is yet. We're working on that. So.
And how does all this connect to the Oblate charism?
The Oblate charism is a charism that is reaching out to the poor and the marginalized, and we see that these issues are affecting our families who are poor, and so it helps them to provide for their families so that they can have more participation in society and in the church in different ways.
Thank you so much, Father.
You're welcome. Okay.